Hello, my friends. Welcome to episode number 2 on the Sister Guitar build. I put out a short yesterday because I kind of ran out of time here in the shop. Had to do other stuff. But as you imagine, as you can imagine, as I hope you imagine, I am working on this stuff. Things are moving along. And I actually decided to get on the computer, get some of the measurements and templates and what have you done, but so I don't have to correct myself later. Planning. That's the key of the game. So I made myself this little template, which might just be my master template from now on. And the keen observers among you might notice the sound hole is a little different from the autumn leaf guitars that I've made in the past, and that's because my friend Brian told me he gave me a reference. He told me, "Hey, look, check this out. I like the sound hole a lot, so this is my take on a reference that he sent me." I'm still gonna make autumn leaves with the leaf, but for this one model, I'm giving it a go. So for the two sister guitars, I'm giving this idea a go. So this is my new master template, um, which I'm going to use to cut out the backs and the tops of the guitars. If you remember from the first video, I was showing you this really old beam that we were using at the house. I was able to cut a few tops out of it, um, but I've been struggling with that beam. It's not a very easy wood to work with. Well, none of the wood I have here is. But I've had little bug holes here and there, and what have you. And let me show you the other top so you know what I mean. Um, Here's like I was hoping to use this for the back, and as you can see, it's got all these like bug holes and what have you that make it not really usable for that. Doesn't mean this is not good for something else. I'm thinking about making like a jewelry box for my wife, and this could be really good for that. But it's not gonna go on the guitar. So this top, however, will go on not Brian's guitar, but the sister guitar that I'm making, and I also have been working on the necks, and that's what I got here in my bench. So yesterday I cut out the first neck. This is going to be not for Brian's guitar, because Brian's guitar, if you remember from the first video, is going to be a headless model. This is going to be for the sister guitar using my little headstock design that I've been using for Autumn Leaf. So two guitars already, third one with this headstock design. I just really like it. It looks clean, it looks familiar, but yet new. So I kind of like it. I'm using on this one mahogany, and I am using the yellow teak that we have here in the farm. I still have quite a bit of yellow teak, so it's still going to be one of my main go-to fretboard woods, just because it's so great, so hard, it's awesome. Um, but I did make a change in the way that I've been doing the heels. I'm sure this can show on the camera, but this is a new heel design that I've come up with, and the reason for it is because on the other one I had to do a lot of cleaning and chiseling. The curves were too steep; they were too difficult to do with the router bit. This one I can do with the router bit, the whole thing. So it's going to simplify the production of this model, which of course I kind of like. Um, I also made another change on this design of a guitar. Normally, I've been doing I think 21 frets, but on this one, I am actually because here's the thing. This is my opinion. You can disagree with me, and that's completely fine. But in these type of guitars, they're not really meant for shredding up here. So a lot of the frets over here just are just there for decoration. So I'm getting rid of them. I'm getting rid of them. I'm like I always say. Like I always tell my wife, it's like, hey, let's stop lying to ourselves. So I'm gonna stop lying to myself, adding all these extra frets on this model because it doesn't make too much sense. So, anyways, 12 fret is right here. That's where more or less, almost where the neck meets the body. And I have so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 frets. So that reminds me of those old school Martin acoustic guitars that I love so much, and I think that's gonna be how I'm gonna do this model from now on. Um, but here, let me show you more or less the idea of the sound hole, why I'm kind of excited about it. I still need to round out the fretboard, which I will do very soon, to match more or less that curve. But I don't know if you can tell. That's kind of the idea. So this is going to be rounded to comport to this, right? And it's going to aesthetically, I think it's going to look great. Making also this heel a little bit different allows me to make the block for the neck joint, which I haven't worked on the rims of the guitar yet, smaller. I can make that smaller, which I think it's gonna make the guitar louder, or at least that is the plan. On the headless neck that I told you guys I was working on too, I already got it cut out. So this is the headless blank. Um, Same heel design. On this one, I actually did a step down, and I didn't do that on the other one. I'm gonna do that one by hand. Um, but this step down makes sense to me because that way the joint completely hides inside the guitar. This one, it's likely to show. So again, I'm gonna fix that by hand. This step down. I think it's a necessary thing. I already corrected my files, so the next time I make this neck, I'm gonna make it with the step down. And I have this fretboard of a local wood we call here chonta, which is super hard. This is good stuff, which I think is going to be the fretboard for the headless model. And of course, still too long. I need to cut that, measure it against the body. Same thing that I was showing you earlier. This works as a template, so I'm going to go ahead and use it again. Show you guys. So you can tell right there. So the fretboard's going to end right about there, which is where the 19th fret is, and it's going to have a nice round shape to go with that. Now, there's something else that I'm doing with these models, and I'm interested to get your opinion on this because I'm breaking the rules a little bit, not too much, I have to say. Uh, I love breaking the rules, but because I think it's a smarter way to build these guitars. I've already built, as you know, two. One, which is the original one, Autumn Leaf one, that I made a long video about. I'm going to reference it on this vlog here in the bottom, so you know what I'm talking about. And I also made a sister guitar, I guess you can call it, for Autumn Leaf that I built for my friend Carla. That one is in Florida already, and I think Carla's on a trip right now, but yeah, very soon there's going to be updates on that. I want to get pictures of her playing it and what have you. That'll be great. Uh, but on those both of those guitars, I put truss rods on the neck, and I'll tell you this much: they haven't moved at all. Like I have not had to do anything with the truss rod on those guitars, and there might be a few reasons for that. It could be that the wood that I have is very dry and very excellent. The one I'm using for the next, which I'm inclined to think that is the case, but the fact that I'm using super hard woods like chonta, which I use on both of those guitars, that is basically it's so hard that some luthiers here in Ecuador don't want to use it because it's so difficult to work with, so hard. Um, but on these two models, I'm not using chonta, and I'm thinking, you know what? The other one was overkill, having a truss rod. Maybe I don't really need a truss rod. Now, I don't want to gamble, so I don't want to go ahead and make a neck that doesn't have any sort of reinforcement to withstand the tension. So on this one, I actually made um, carbon fiber rods. So inside, obviously, the fretboard is glued, so you can't see it anymore. But I have three carbon fiber rods going through the neck, kind of splaying out like that, and no, no truss rod. And I think that is a clever way to build this model. Granted, if I take my time, let this sit there after I finish doing most of the shaping of the neck, very key. Most of the shaping of the neck, and let it sit there for a couple of weeks, see if it moves. Unlikely, but if it moves, then I can go ahead with the beam, get back to work, get it all the way flat again, and then fret the neck, and then I think that's going to stay like that forever. That's my opinion. We'll see. So on this neck, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put carbon fiber rods, three of them, and I think it's going to be a solid neck. As you can probably see, it's already straight as an arrow. Um, and I've had this wood here in the shop drying for 3 years already, and I have it in my dehumidifying room. So this is dried naturally for 3 years, and it's not going anywhere. It's not moving. Same thing with chonta, straight as an arrow. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, so things are moving along today. I think the plan is to glue up another top, hopefully two tops, because you never know what's going to happen. So I'll leave two gluing. Um, And I might even start on the neck of a base that I designed about a month ago. I put a video on the channel, but I might even start because I already have the blank over here. And I'm thinking, hey, while I do this, I can have the CNC cutting out the outline of that base neck and kind of have, my assistant do a little bit of heavy lifting as well. But yeah, so that's the plan today. I'm going to glue maybe 2 more tops. Yeah, I need to glue also the back and start deciding on what I'm going to do with the ribs because I still don't know. The way that I built the last guitar worked out great. It sounds great. I love it. It's beautiful, but it's also wasteful. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this. And I've seen a lot of videos on techniques to bend sides with more or less home built stuff because I'm not going to go and spend hundreds of dollars on StewMac stuff and send it all the way down here. It makes no sense. So I might take a few days to do some tooling and give that a go. But I'll let you guys know what is up with that. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, if you like guitar stuff, if you like discussing these kind of things, uh, let me know. Give me a like, leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation. Let's have an argument about my decision regarding the trench rods. And I will see you guys on the third video. All right, be good. Take care.